Okay, today's video is going to be pretty quick and simple, to the point. I had a small fertilizer spill earlier this spring. The spreader tipped over right here, and obviously the high nitrogen contents just burned this spot, and it rained and I forgot to clean it up. So no big deal, easy fix. I had a few other spots to seed, so I wanted to show you my process for doing this. First, what I like to do is clean it up with a little garden rake, handheld, just really rough up the soil. A couple inches down should suffice, just to kind of rough it up, let some air and nutrients that'll be able to flow in there later, and it'll help that that root structure form and solidify everything so that oxygen can get in there, water, nutrients, all that good stuff. So that's what I like to do, is just rough it up, get some of the big chunks out of here. Just get that out of the way. Okay. Any kind of weeds that are surrounding the area that you want gone, just pull them up. And I try to level it as much as possible, so I got some basic cheap topsoil I got from Home Depot, and stuff's like under $3 a bag. So I just like to fill it up, probably about 2 inches deep or so. I mean, nothing too crazy, but actually maybe a little bit higher, because you just want to be somewhat level with the ground. Get some fresh soil in there. Not a ton of nutrients in this, but you can get some better soil if you want to, but this stuff works fine. Probably about 2 inches. And these flies are going crazy today. Yeah, a lot of chunks in here, but like I said, rough the soil up, put some topsoil down, maybe put a little bit more in here. Okay, now I got some seed here. I did a video on this seed last year, and it worked pretty good for what it is. Contractor's mix, sun and shade mix. It does a pretty decent job. Not the highest quality seed by any means, but for projects like this, it works just fine. So what I like to do is just take a handful and just, moderately cover it. You don't want to go too crazy, but you want to have decent coverage. Make sure it's even. And I like to go around the edges real good too, because there's gonna be some missing spots there. So don't forget the edges. Go over real good. That's probably sufficient. Yeah, I got my water here. Now the key is you have to keep this wet for, try to keep this wet, watered at least 2 to 3 times, like 2 to 3 times a day is probably perfect. Morning, afternoon, morning, early afternoon, or twice in the morning and then one late afternoon. You want to keep it wet. So you don't need to soak it, but you definitely want to keep this wet, and it'll help germinate a lot faster. So probably within 7 to 10 days, this stuff is an annual perennial ryegrass mix. Does a pretty good job. So like I said, you don't have to soak it, but you just want to, I like to wet the surrounding soil just to help build the root structures around it as well. So okay, and that's it. And you can also cover this with some peat moss. It'll help retain moisture, and or some people use straw to kind of keep some of the birds away. But another thing you can do, what I like to do to ensure you have good contact, is kind of either step on it or use some kind of matting tool, just to really ensure that it's sticking down there. Kind of embeds in the top layer of the soil pretty good. So that's pretty much it, and hope you found this video helpful and useful, and be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.